Do you want to get married at KFC? I think Switzerland might like it.
Yeah, that'd be all right.
I mean, it would, like, free catering. Hey, welcome back, everybody, to our podcast, Power Word Talk. My name's Tanner. This is my co-host, Casey. Today, we're making a video on... Today, we're making an introductory video introducing myself and Casey. That's what we're doing. We'll just edit that somewhere in there, and it'll work out.
That'll probably work, yeah.
Okay, so this will be kind of an interview style video. I'm gonna ask Casey some questions, he'll answer them, then I'll answer them myself, and we'll just keep going down that list of questions. How are you feeling today, Casey?
You know, you ask me that like every single time.
Because I care.
The answer is gonna be the same. I'm okay.
That's good, I guess. I'll take it.
Yeah.
It's better than not okay. So
yeah, certainly there's that line where okay is, and I'm around there.
Like the baseline, like you're not really above the baseline, you're not really below it, you're just kind of like just coasting, like you're okay with it.
Yeah.
Okay, this is off to a great start. So my first question is, how old are you?
I'm not gonna answer that. That's weird.
Okay, I'm 23. Moving on. How long have we known each other?
I don't know. I feel like it's been more than 10 years, though.
It's been a very long time. 10 years ago, I would have been 13. I must have known you then for sure.
Yeah.
Well, I've known about you for
Mhm.
a very long time, and I seem to
Yeah.
have memories that you do not have about knowing you from long, long, long ago, about like trading Yu-Gi-Oh cards and everything. I don't even know if that was true. If you don't remember it, and I do, that's kind of weird because I would have been younger.
The thing is, like, I never traded Yu-Gi-Oh cards. Like,
well,
I would.
I just think you may have been like in the household,
Yeah.
like when we were trading cards and stuff.
I was there.
And you were
Yeah.
always like older, so you were with all the older kids and hanging out with
Mhm.
them.
Mhm.
So I feel like I've known you like 15 years or known about you, but then I feel like we've really been like talking as friends for probably around 10 years or close to.
Yeah, at least, like, I don't know why 2013 sticks out of my mind, but there came. Oh, when did Guild Wars 2 come out?
That's a good
That's
question.
like when.
2014,
really,
2015? I can look it up.
Yeah, it's probably when.
2012. Wow.
Yeah.
That came out in 2012.
So yeah, we had like known each other through
Over 10
mutual
years.
friends. Yeah.
Or
Wait, what?
not quite.
It's 2020.
Yeah, it's not 2022, but yeah, 2012. So yeah. At
Yeah.
least 8 years. So probably about 10 or so. Or
Yeah.
just yeah. There's that question. Wow, that even impresses me. I didn't even know that answer.
Yeah,
Because a lot of these questions I just typed them up. I didn't actually think about it.
Mhm.
So our next one is, how did we meet?
Must have. It was through a mutual friend. Yeah.
That's we like maybe half answered it already, but it's kind of, I don't really know.
It's like I'll have to use names here. So your friend was the brother of my friend, basically.
My friend was the brother. Yes.
Right? Like, so we'd like see each other in that household.
Let's
And
say
so-
Bob. My
Yeah.
friend Bob was brothers to your friend Bill. Oh, okay.
Bill. Yeah, sure. That's a really convoluted answer, but yeah.
Yeah, through a friend of a friend, just mutual acquaintance.
It just happened everybody liked the same games and we all just played with each other. We must have played. We didn't play WoW with each other, did we? Not until. No, I didn't play WoW with you until
Probably like
Legion or the
Cataclysm?
one before that. I don't think I played with anybody in Cataclysm. Cataclysm was a
No.
pretty dead expansion.
Cataclysm's where it really went downhill.
You didn't play Mists of Pandaria.
I played it a little bit, but yeah, not much at all.
What was the one after that? Oh, Warlords was. I don't think you played Warlords.
I played a bit of Warlords. I definitely played a little bit with you, but not
Okay.
much even then. It was like one of those like 2 weeks, 1 month game.
I think we mostly played Legion together because we had a raiding group going,
I think so.
and then people got salty over loot, and we broke up. We broke up because I took a week off, and everybody's like, "Oh, the game's done."
Well, it was just kind of, it was same old. Like nothing was reinvigorated. But yeah,
Eddie was putting us to sleep with his long
oh,
pep talks about
this
each
man
boss.
would just like keep going about every little thing, and just like so monotone. It was so hard to pay attention.
Yeah, and I was just of the mindset like, let's just pull and figure it out as we go. We're gonna die anyway. Let's just see what it looks like.
Yeah, let's not take 10 minutes before we die having a pep talk. Okay, so our next one is, what pets do you own?
I have 2 cats.
2 cats. This kind of leads into another question: cats or dogs?
It depends, but I'm typically a cat person.
Why is that?
I've just always had cats. That's just like I like dogs, but I've never owned a dog.
So
myself.
if you were to dress up as a dog or a cat for Halloween, you would dress up as a cat for Halloween.
I don't know.
Like, do you like your belly getting scratched or rubbed?
Moving on.
I have 1 puppy and 1 kitty, and then at my mom's I have 2 kitties. So
okay.
Fun fact: I couldn't pick between cats or dogs either. They are both excellent for different things. Dogs are great adventuring partners. Cats are just great lounging house partners.
Yeah, that's a good way of putting it.
So I like both. That's what I grew up with too. So
yeah, I just like how easy cats are to take care of, whereas dogs are they're very demanding.
They're very demanding. Yes. So next question is, what games are you currently playing?
Oh, that's a tough question.
That's what we ask here. Oh.
I recently played Spider-Man on the PlayStation again.
Yep. How
was
that?
Fun.
Yeah.
It's just a fun beat 'em up game.
Yeah.
Really makes you feel like Spider-Man.
I want to buy the PS5 just so I can play Spider-Man and then the new Miles Morales one that comes out. And they have a lot of great exclusives.
Yeah. Yeah, I just find anything that you can play on Xbox, you can get on the computer. So I'm on a PC and then PS4 for the exclusives.
So between PS5, Xbox, Series X, you're a PS5 guy.
Oh, absolutely. Yeah, there's no reason for me to get an Xbox.
I'm still on the fence, but
as long as I have a PC, there's no reason for me to get an Xbox. There might be like the odd exclusive, but I'm generally not interested in the Xbox exclusives. Like maybe Halo, but like I'm not that big of a fan of it that I'd go out of my way to buy the Xbox.
I feel like they've really ran down Halo from what it used to be. It's just the same old thing. They haven't added anything enticing in a long time. This new one that's coming out is supposed to be open world, so I'm excited. Or intrigued by the idea. I feel like everyone's just kind of hopping on the Breath of the Wild bandwagon, right? Like just take an old game, make it open world, and it's better. Which generally it's true if they can do it well. But yeah, I would probably have to say on PS. I want a PS5 more than a Series X just because I want to play PS4 games. And PS5, the games that they have shown us look phenomenal. And the games that they've shown us on the Series X are they actually, fun fact, they haven't showed a single new game. On the Series X, they've only showed like demos of older games that were on the Xbox One. They have not showed a single Series X game like exclusive on there, like ran by the console, like the graphics ran by the Series X. And the only one they showed were Halo, but I believe that was rendered on a Series or on an Xbox One also. I believe it was on an Xbox One X, not actually on a Series X. Which is intriguing to me. I could be wrong, but there's a video I saw about it, which is just kind of sketchy that we haven't been shown much, and it's supposed to come out before Christmas.
Yeah. Other games I'm playing, like I casually play World of Warcraft, anticipating the next expansion. And we played Dungeons and Dragons. That's a game.
Technically, yeah. It's a tabletop. Well, Not so much tabletop anymore, but it's a game. It's a fun game that we're definitely going to talk about more on this channel. I feel like it's a really it's just something really fun and open-ended to talk about. And I feel like there's not enough D&D talk on YouTube. There's very niche communities.
You're not looking. There's a lot of.
Well, they're
D&D
there,
content.
but I just want it to be more mainstream, I suppose, is a better way of putting it.
It's getting to be pretty mainstream.
It's growing, I would say.
With Critical Role really sent the Dungeons and Dragons just barreling forward into the mainstream.
That, and they just give everyone like depression when they can't match up to how good it is. Like, it's too good.
Yeah. Yeah, it's definitely good. I honestly don't feel like I need to have what they have in order to have fun. It's like it's one of those things they have to grow into. Like the first time I was the dungeon master is like very sloppy, but it still had fun. Like as long as like the players are respectful and people can take things in good stride, it's not a hard game to get into.
I find for me the most fun part of D&D is exploring something new, fighting a new monster, a new location, a new mechanic in a fight that you haven't experienced before. Experiencing maybe a puzzle you haven't experienced before. It's the discovery. Those are my favorite parts. You get an item that's like a green or a flask with green liquid in it. You don't know what it is. You kind of have to either just drink some or experiment a bit with it.
Yeah,
I always think the mystery is the best.
Yeah, definitely. Yeah, I love fighting. Just unique monsters and stuff. I've played with people that just they just throw humans at you all the time. It's like that's cool, but let's fight like a demon or something.
To be fair, depending on the DM, humans and humanoids can be my actual favorite if they can RP. If you can RP with them, if you can roleplay and talk your way out of any situation, at least a slim chance. It doesn't have to be like 50-50, but you should have that chance where you can talk your way out of something.
Yeah.
Or at least interact with them as if they're real people, not just we're dead set on imprisoning you or just killing you. Then there's no point.
Yeah, like why are the bandits living the lifestyle that they're living? Maybe you can
pay them off.
Help pay them off. Yeah.
Yeah. They want. I guess I did that in one of mine. You guys just kept slaughtering all the bandits, and then eventually they're like, "Hey, we don't want any more trouble," and then just you bought their loyalty because you don't have to pay bandits much anyway for them to switch sides. So yeah, I don't think I'm playing any games other than D&D. There's some Switch games, but nothing. It's been really slow for the Switch. I don't play PC games much anymore. A lot of games just really seem to bore me lately. I'm excited for Breath of the Wild 2. Breath of the Wild 1 is one of my favorite games I've ever played, if not the favorite. I love it. But other than that, I don't think I'm really playing any games.
Yeah, I'm kind of just playing through old ones right now.
Yeah.
Like, I was playing Mass Effect a little while back and just playing, like, nostalgia trip games. So,
man, one thing, which it would be so easy, I don't know why they don't do it, just release on the Switch, they're all the retro games. You can release GameCube games, Game Boy Advance games, like Nintendo DS games. People will pay extra money to buy the same game again. And really, you're just porting it over to a console that already features, like it has all the controls. It shouldn't be that hard of a port over to have a digital version. I would love to buy just Pokemon.
Oh, yeah.
Like the old
ones.
I
wonder, like, yeah, I would actually really like to play the old Pokemon games on the Switch. I think because, like, the Wii had the virtual console, but I don't think they ever had Game Boy games on it.
I think the Wii U also had that.
Yeah. The Switch kind of has it. They have the Nintendo Entertainment System and the Super NES.
Yeah, the SNES and the NES, but they're just too old where it's like they're not full games on them. They're more like mini games, arcade games.
Actually, they have Zelda: Link to the Past, which is like that's a really good one.
Oh, that's one of my favorites. I didn't know they actually had that because they add, I guess, every month, or they used to. But
yeah, and they have Super Mario World. So those are like two like pretty top tier Super Nintendo games.
It's just weird that they choose a lot of just random games. And I feel like they could just release the generation so much quicker. Why stop at NES, SNES? At least GameCube. I think people will go crazy for GameCube because it's been so hard for so long to get proper emulators and the games.
Yeah, I'd really like to play Zelda Wind Waker again.
Yes.
I didn't get the Wii U, so I missed my chance to. Yeah, like I don't think anybody did. I'd like to play Skyward Sword at some point.
Yeah.
But,
which actually, I think they're remastering it and putting it on the Switch.
Oh, really? Okay.
But that's just a full new release. I don't know why you can't just have a digital online store of like different Wii U games or anything.
Yeah, I don't know.
But yeah,
I think I think there's definitely money to be had there. I'm sure they're thinking about it,
especially DS games, because people stopped buying the games so much, especially now, like 3DS games and everything. Most of them, the 3D, you don't need it at all.
Yeah, it was a cool gimmick, but it kind of hurt my eyes, so I just always kept it off.
Yeah, and it took them way too long to release the same frame, like the 3DS, but without the 3D. I don't even. Is it just called? It's not even called a 2DS, is it?
Yeah, it was a 2DS, I think.
Because there's like that weird one that I have. That weird one that's like a pizza slice. It looks really wonky and it doesn't fold.
Yeah, that's the 2DS.
Yeah, the 2DS, but then they came out with a 3DS. It looks the exact same as a 3DS, just no 3D, and it's a little cheaper.
Yeah.
Why wouldn't you just do that in the first place?
They should have done. Yeah, Nintendo's always been like that, where they just experiment with different things, and like I think that's kind of like what's led them to the Switch, right? It all kind of started with the Wii, like with the nunchuck controllers. They want to see like how crazy can we get with this.
That's fair.
It's all kind of led to the Switch.
It's just weird. Like they're really open to experimenting to new features, but then for old tried and true features, they just refuse to like build that base. Even like their online play is very behind the times. Very, very, very behind the times for no voice chat. It's even laggy when you do use it. Even just games like Mario Party, the features, you can't even play actual Mario Party online with your friends. You can only play the mini games.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
Why?
Stupid.
It's Mario Party. Like it's easy.
Yeah.
But like it's always the small, it's kind of like the extra polished off details that they always really seem to mess up for online.
Yeah.
But
what I appreciate about Nintendo is that they haven't given up on couch co-op.
That's the one thing where like, and their first party games, especially for local play, is just like top notch. You almost can never beat them.
Yeah, I always have a good time.
It's a very love and hate relationship. Yeah. So what MMOs have we played?
How much time do you got?
Just roll through a list for me.
World of Warcraft, Guild Wars.
1 and 2.
1 and 2, yeah. I definitely played Guild Wars 1. Played Star Wars: The Old Republic. I played Star Wars Galaxies when I was a young lad. It's more like my brother let me play it when he wasn't playing it. That one was pretty cool.
EverQuest? You ever play that?
No, I remember people going to like what was that store called? Like the Gamers Lair, where they had PCs set up and guys were playing EverQuest on that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I never played it myself.
I used to go to Yu-Gi-Oh tournaments there, or my brother did, and I would go with him sometimes.
Yeah, I just got smoked by adults that were like complete nerds at the game. I'm like, I can't even play my Flaming Swordsman because I don't own the polymerization card, and I didn't understand that you could just buy singles
and they banned
if you really wanted the card that you needed. But yeah, Yu-Gi-Oh! I got smoked at
I think my brother was about 17 when he went to a tournament, and he got beat by like this 12-year-old, and he never went back. He got absolutely like thrashed, and his dad was pretty much playing his dad was there playing with him basically.
Yeah.
Like I don't know how that's legal, but
yeah, my brother got me into Magic the Gathering, and there's this one called Hero Clicks. I don't know. Did you ever hear of that one?
No.
It was Marvel, and I think it was mostly Marvel characters. That it may have been. I'm gonna say it was Marvel characters, and so it was basically like a miniatures battle game on a grid. So kind of like you're playing D&D, but with different rules. And so like every time you take damage, you click the base and to represent your health. But as your health changes, it unlocks different abilities for that character. It's like Wolverine, for example. Once you get him down to a certain point, like he regenerates.
Okay.
I can't remember all of it because it's been such a long time. I was like 10 years old when I played it, but yeah, that one was pretty cool. Yeah, I think I got off topic. What MMOs do we play?
Yeah. RuneScape. I don't know if you mentioned that
Oh
already,
yeah,
but
geez, yeah, RuneScape, obviously. Ever since I was like in grade 5. Um, yeah, that one's a time sinker for sure. RuneScape's probably in like the top 3 of most time spent in an MMO.
like WoW,
Um,
RuneScape, and what?
in Guild Wars, I'd say.
Yeah,
Probably Guild
the
Wars.
original.
Yeah, the original Guild Wars.
Yeah.
I'm pretty sure. Play a little bit of Warhammer Online, EVE Online, WildStar, ESO.
I forgot about that game. I know we
Which
talked
one?
about it kind of recently, WildStar, but I totally
Yeah,
forgot I played that. I even bought
yeah,
like the physical game because I was pretty
yeah.
excited for it, but I wasn't a fan.
It's okay. I
That's
don't
the
think
thing.
my
It can't just be okay, right? Like,
yeah, my attention span was never ready for it. So,
yeah, quite a few MMOs then. Black Desert Online. You ever try that out?
I didn't play it.
Oh, what's that other Asian
Played
game that you play? Arcade.
Arcade, yeah.
Yeah.
I'll be on online.
Yeah.
Um,
Diablo 3 if you want to consider that an MMO, but it's
just an
it's
action
just
RPG.
online. Yeah.
Yeah, Destiny 2, if you want to consider that genre.
Yeah.
I played Dungeons and Dragons online,
Yeah.
like for like a day, and it was weird. I didn't really
Nice.
care for it.
Yeah, I'm trying
Yeah.
to think of the games I played, but they're like such like they were so bad and so kind of off the beaten path of just trying a bunch of different MMOs when I was younger that I can't even think of the names.
Yeah, there's this random one called Anarchy Online. I can't
Mhm.
even remember what it's about, but I remember people really no life that one.
Man, I remember back in the day after WoW kind of sucked, just like running through lists of like MMOs to play and just
Hmm.
like different ones to
Yeah.
try, whether they're good, bad, this or that. And they were almost always pretty bad. But they're
Yeah.
just like trying every single, like 100 different MMOs, and they would just be the most random virus infested games.
Yeah.
It was great.
Yeah, my struggle as a kid when I was going through the same thing was my computer couldn't keep up with some of the newer MMOs, and
Yeah.
as a kid, I couldn't afford a really like a good enough computer to keep up with it.
Mm-hmm.
So it was always just like WoW and RuneScape and Guild
RuneScape
Wars.
yeah.
Yeah, so could always depend on RuneScape to work on any computer. At least back then.
Yeah. Yeah, like I played a lot of the same MMOs as you though. World of Warcraft, Guild Wars 2. You played more than me though, for sure. I probably played some random ones, but like I said, I can't remember the names, even though I'm trying.
Yeah.
But like EverQuest, I played that a little bit. And there's so many games when like you're young, you just play it and then you forget about it. So I can't even like I never invested enough time into it.
Yeah.
World of Warcraft is just like the big one. That's the one I played the most out of all of them.
Yeah, for sure.
I never really played Eve. I played Final Fantasy 14 a good little bit. It was okay. Got stale like every single other MMO. I never really played Black Desert Online. I think I played it for like a day, and then you can just tell when a game is off. So I wasn't into it. I didn't like the aesthetic and everything. Just like Arcade. I played Arcade for a while, but even then you can start seeing where the pay to win and like they really want you to spend money to really play the game. So and it just really puts me off when you can feel that in the game.
Yeah, for sure. Me too.
So moving on, are there any games or nerdy things that you're excited for?
I'm not excited about anything.
That's the kind of year 2020 is.
Yeah, it pretty much is.
Just
like,
excited for New Year.
I'm looking forward to be disappointed by Shadowlands.
That's the best feeling you'll get.
You know, like I think New World looks all right. I'll probably play that. I don't expect that to come out anytime
It looks
soon.
good, but the combat looks extremely glitchy, especially when that's like one of the driving points of the game.
And then obviously Ashes of Creation in the future, but I can't even be excited about that because it's so far away. Looking forward to the PS5. That's that's coming pretty soon. So
or should
I would like to play that new Spider-Man game. That's kind of why I'm playing the the first one again. It's like,
Yeah.
oh yeah,
Well,
that's
and if I got
super.
the PS5, I can play the new God of War that came out on the PS4, right? So it's like there's just so
Mhm.
many good games that I
Yep.
want to play on it,
Yep.
and
Yep.
obviously the new games. But it's like it just kind of you can get all of them.
Yep. Yeah,
Uh,
I find that God of War and Spider-Man do a good job of telling like a good story at the
mhm,
same time.
yeah,
Like I think the gameplay's fun,
yeah,
but I'm usually like engaged enough in the story of it that even if it isn't, I'm still having a good time.
that's cool. It's always good to have a good time.
Yeah.
Yeah. um.
What are
Okay.
you looking forward to?
Yeah, that's a hard thing. There's the new D&D book that's coming out. I'm
Oh
really
yeah.
excited to see all the new features and just spice things up a little bit.
Yep.
That it'll bring. So I think that'll be fun. Ashes of Creation, honestly, I just enjoy finding out new information, and I'm actually really looking forward to making more videos with you.
Mhm.
Where I want to make a series where we just dive into the Wikipedia, and learn it as we go, so whoever's watching can learn with us. Because a
Yep.
lot of the videos you see online are just like they just rattle off facts after fact after fact of like what we know so far.
Yep.
I feel it might be kind of fun for us both to just dive into one category of the Wikipedia and just read it and kind of theory craft as we go.
Yeah, that'd be cool. Yeah.
Yeah. Um, Other than that, thinking on the spot, nothing really excites me. No games for the Switch that are coming out that really get me excited anyway. Um, yeah, man, it's a pretty stale year. There's no movies. Everything's pretty much put on hold. There's the new Justice League Zack Snyder cut. I am actually very excited for that. Um, but that's 2021.
I skipped that. I got really bored of that movie. I
So,
tried to watch it and I couldn't finish it.
do you
That's
know
like it's very rare that happens to me.
it's a completely different movie?
Okay.
And the reason I say that is from what a comment said, which I'm taking that as the truth.
Mhm.
There's only so basically what happened was Zack Schneider filmed a 4 hour long movie. It was meant to be split up into two movies, 2 hours each, one part one, part two, like a
Okay.
direct continuation. And basically, his daughter essentially committed suicide, and so
Oh
he
shit.
took time away from the movie. And then I think it's Warner Bros that own it.
Mhm.
I can't remember, but either way, they're like, "Fuck you! We need to get this movie out. We're gonna put it out." So they got Joss Whedon to write like an 80 script movie, for like so it's a 4 hour long movie.
Mhm.
I believe it's 4 hours long, or it's close to. But
Mhm.
there's only 30 minutes of Zack Schneider footage in that whole movie.
Oh really?
So that's the only footage that we're gonna re-see in this new one. Out of 4 hours, so we're gonna get 3.5 hours of original footage. That
Oh
was
wow.
like a proper script, not like a short script. Because so basically what they said is that there's about a 80 or 90 page script that Joss Whedon came out, and you're supposed to have basically they had to cut the pacing in half just to stretch it out, which is
Yeah.
why it felt so long and slow. Whereas with Zack Schneider, they have the full script that was originally meant for it to not just pad out space and time.
Mhm.
There's no reshoots in this one because they had to go back and like CG out Superman's mustache because he was filming another movie at the time, so his whole
Mhm.
face just looked buttery and like
Yep.
glistening the whole time, right? Like everything was just wrong. The whole budget got messed up. The CG got totally just cheaper because they had to
Yep.
redo everything.
Yep.
So in the new trailer, everything looks amazing, and you get basically a whole new movie or
Cool. Yeah.
limited series as they're calling it for now. But yeah,
I did like I like Man of Steel. I like Batman vs Superman, and
I never
I like
finished it.
Wonder Woman. Yeah.
Wonder Woman, I thought was
Uh,
just okay. Like I thought it was just sure, it's good, I guess.
I think it's the best of all of them was what was Wonder Woman.
Yikes. Aquaman
Yeah.
surprised me because I have very low expectations. At
Oh,
the very least, I found it fun.
I didn't watch it. I don't think. I don't
Yeah,
think I see that
I
one.
like if you critically analyze everything, it's probably not the best, but
Mm.
it was fun enough. It was like I
Yeah.
rate like 6.5, 7 out of 10. Just a fun time, I suppose.
Yeah. That's
Right?
all you really need. Yeah.
Yeah.
I kind of felt that way about Batman versus Superman. Like I kind of saw what people were talking about,
Hmm.
but I'm not such a huge Batman fan that like I cared about their little
Oh,
nitpicking.
that
So
reminds me. The new Batman that they're filming right now with Robert Pattinson.
Mm-hmm.
Are you excited for that one?
I am no more excited for that one than I was excited for the third
Christopher Nolan?
reboot of Spider-Man.
Ah,
Right? Like it's just like
I
stop.
so
Stop
the
beating the
one
dead
thing
horse.
I rewatched all the Christopher Nolans with my girlfriend. And so after watching all three of those, it just made me like it left me with that feeling of like, huh, I'm excited to see like it just got me excited to watch something else. Like to watch another Batman, the new one that comes out, to maybe do it justice. Cause I feel like they don't hold up very well at all. And they're just very clunky. Those movies. It's just
Yeah.
like I listen to some music, some new music that comes out, and it's like, wow, this makes me really want to listen to this old album that already came out that just sounds way better and it's similar.
Yep.
So I'm excited. They said it's going to be more of a detective type Batman, which that's his whole title, the best detective in the world, right? So I'm excited for it. And he actually makes his own gear and equipment this time around. He doesn't just have an infinite secret laboratory in Wayne Kingdom or Wayne Tower.
Yeah.
But yeah.
That sounds like an iteration of Batman I could get behind.
Yeah, it's a different version. It's a different take. So, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
I'm not expecting it to be the best thing ever, but I think it'll be enjoyable.
Yeah, at the very least.
Cool. So what are some of your favorite anime? This is a hard one to be put on the spot for.
My top of the top is Attack on Titan.
Okay.
Respectable. Dragon Ball, just for nostalgia's sake.
That dropped real quick.
Yeah. Yeah, I love Dragon Ball Z as a kid. I didn't ever I've watched episodes of Dragon Ball, but I never really got through all of it.
That's my favorite. Out of all of them, Dragon Ball's my favorite, and then Dragon Ball Z.
I think the iteration of Dragon Ball Z I watched was definitely they really took the spirit of Dragon Ball at its essence and just got rid of it. It just became a fighting anime, whereas I think Dragon Ball originally was more of a comedy adventure type thing.
And it was supposed to be very martial arts oriented, which they use that term so loosely. Loosely, where it doesn't even matter what your skill is in a certain how proficient you are in a martial art. It's just your power level at the end of the day.
Yeah, and I think anime that really rubs me wrong is the anime that's very pervy. I don't care to see it. If the story's good enough, I'll tolerate it. In My Hero Academia, for example, that one's it's it's
at least
tired.
It's a kid being a perv, because that makes more sense than an old man like Master Roshi. That's that's kind of what 14-year-old boys are like.
Yeah, I'll give you that. That's why Attack on Titan was so good for me, because it's just it's completely removed from that trope in anime.
Yeah.
In fact, it's hard to find anime tropes. Somebody might yell at me for this, but Attack on Titan just does things differently. It seemed like.
Okay.
And it's just
and the anime was super high quality too.
Oh yeah,
super high quality, right?
But yeah, when you finish in 2013, and how long do you have to wait for?
4 years, I think. Season? It was insane. I the only reason I haven't watched any of the new stuff is because I know I would have to rewatch the first season, and I just don't want to take the time to it's almost like homework where you just have to fucking just push through it just to catch yourself up and be invested again just to watch more.
It's worth it.
But probably maybe
I've watched the first season 4 times now. So I was so hyped for it.
That's like One Punch Man with me. Season 1. I couldn't get into season 2 much because it's not the same. But season 1's phenomenal. Yeah.
Put One Punch Man season 1 in my top 3.
And I'm allowed to skip season 2 of One Punch Man because I read the manga, so I at least know what's going to happen. So there's my favorite are my top number 1 is probably Hunter x Hunter. It has everything I want in it. So for me, like I said, I love mystery. It has so much mystery. It's a wide open, adventurous show or manga or anime, whatever you want to call it. Sure. And there's just so much mystery, and I love exploration adventure movies. and shows. That's why I like Dragon Ball more than Dragon Ball Z, because that's more so what it was. It was about adventuring in this wide open world and finding all these magical, mystical things going on.
Yeah.
So I love Hunter x Hunter. You're actually just getting to like the best parts. So pretty much where you're at right now, if I recall, you're in the city where they're doing the auction.
Yeah.
What is it called? York New City.
Yeah, I just saw the last episode I watched was where they mowed down all the people at the auction with the guy's like bullet fingers. I think that's what happened.
Yeah,
And
you're
then
just getting to the good.
the person with their vacuum cleaner came and sucked it all up. I was like, what's going on? Like, yeah, the show's been really hard for me to get into. Like, it's like pulling teeth to get through these. I just don't care for it.
I highly recommend you just keep watching a little more until you see more of like Kurapika like using his powers and stuff. And I would say from there it just really starts skyrocketing. And then the next arc after this, which is shortly after, is my personal favorite, but then it probably just gets objectively better after that.
Okay, I'll keep watching.
Don't force yourself, but at the same time, I don't think you'll regret it at all if you keep watching.
Like, I'm having a lot more fun rewatching Avatar: The Last Airbender.
Oh, that's so good though.
And I'm watching Legend of Korra now.
Me and my girlfriend were watching Legend of Korra. We had to stop. She's so annoying. She's very annoying. I remember liking the show, and I remember in my head before we started rewatching it, like, oh, I like it just about as much as Avatar: The Last Airbender. Yeah. And then we started watching it, and we're like, she's terrible. She is so annoying.
She's pretty annoying. Yeah, and she's always just like, there's parts of her that are good, but I think what I like most about the show is just the world building. It just expands on like what's possible with bending in general.
I suppose it expands it, but at the same time, I don't quite understand how everyone suddenly can lightning bend when that was supposed to be like a top tier ability. And then all the firebenders could suddenly just do it and run a power plant with it. And then even metal bending, like Toph was the only one in hundreds of years, not even Avatar Kyoshi, who was like the most powerful earthbender at the time, could do it, right? And I just thought that was kind of strange. And then
I think metal bending just came down to like, you had to, like, first of all, know that it was possible before you could even attempt to even figure out how to do it.
Everyone can do it, which is like the part that I like.
It's actually not even everybody can do it. There's a
lot of earthbenders.
Most of them, yeah. Like Bo Lin, like like his arc was like he couldn't learn metal bending. He's so frustrated about it, and it's like, just kidding. He's a lava bender.
Like only the royals of the Fire Nation could do lightning bending. Only like the high end. Which maybe they just didn't teach it to scrubs, I guess. That's a possibility. And now they're just widely teaching these techniques.
Yeah. I'm sure there's an explanation of it, but it wasn't.
Just very strange. And then it took Aang to be able to take someone's bending away in The Last Airbender. And then out of nowhere, some waterbender can do it in Korra.
I thought that was kind of weird that Bloodbender could do it.
And like it couldn't even be undone. I could understand if it could be undone, but it like couldn't. It took Korra getting another magical power to be able to do it.
I thought Korra learned the same technique that Aang did.
She did.
Taught her how to restore it.
So. It's just weird that this one guy suddenly didn't even need that turtle's power to just take away people's bending, to just cut them off. I thought it just seemed too convenient.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's an okay show. Just haven't finished rewatching it yet.
I like the villains. I liked how there's like a villain for each nation. Because before it's just like, oh, Fire Nation bad, but the show's kind of like, yeah, Earth can be bad, water can be bad, air can be bad.
I think the second half, if I remember correctly, of Korra, because we didn't get there yet, is way infinitely better than the first half of Korra. Because I remember there's a lot more spirit stuff where the two spirits battling, a lot more world building of the first Avatar. There's the fire or the Earth Nation that's like taking over and using metal bending. So it's super OP. And then you have the whole thing with like Zahir and all that stuff.
Yeah, he's a really cool villain.
Like, and then so out of nowhere you have like thousands of airbenders too, because I just random non-benders suddenly had these powers, which I think is awesome.
I can't remember exactly what event set that off. I think it's like the harmonic convergence or something when Korra.
Yeah, when she let the spirit and the human world become one, I think is what set it off. And then Zahir's like the best villain. He's awesome.
Yeah, yeah,
From
he was
what I
really cool.
remember.
It's interesting seeing how like airbending was such like is like very peaceful type of bending. Like monks were the airbenders and very non-violent type.
Nomads.
But then
yeah,
and then like Zahir is like, oh, like here's what airbending can actually do.
If you because
And
they
he's,
they
like,
never
sucking the air out of people's lungs and shit. It's like, oh, like airbending is
Yeah.
actually really terrifying.
because
So
there's a reason they never had an official military or anything, right? Because
Mhm.
they were very peaceful, very nomadic. They would travel and learn and try to help the world.
Yeah.
But then Zahir,
Yeah.
this like karate master, just comes in and can fly and obliterate anyone. It's insane.
Yeah.
Yeah,
that's pretty cool.
Yeah. Other than that, as far as anime go, because that's technically not an anime, it's amazing though. The Last Airbender. I love Hunter x Hunter. I really like, as far as a full anime goes, I would have to say the best beginning to end story is Full Metal Alchemist Brotherhood.
Oh yeah, I really like
it's
that
just like it's the only anime I've ever watched that is decently length in size, or yeah, there's a decent amount of episodes. I think about 50 or something like that. There might be a little more, but you get a full story, beginning, middle, and end, and it completes, and it doesn't leave you wanting any more. Like, it leaves you satisfied, or at least it left me that way. So I highly regard that one, even though it's not the most thrilling. It still has some of the most memorable scenes in any anime, with like the guy experimenting on his daughter, the doctor.
Yeah.
Like, come on.
Yeah, everybody remembers that. Yeah.
Yeah. And then I don't know. I really liked Parasite. I know I'm missing some like amazing ones. There's Your Lie in April. I surprisingly really liked that one.
Yeah, I really like that one too.
There's that time travel one, which I loved, but it's also hard to kind of get into.
Was it Erased?
No, that one started off good, and I hated the ending. It was way too predictable.
Steins Gate.
Yes, Steins Gate
blew
me away. It's so confusing at first, but it's meant to be. You're not really meant to understand it until you get about halfway through. Then it like clicks.
I'm too smooth brained for it.
It's very it's only high IQ anime.
Yeah, of course.
Yeah, I don't know. Nothing's been great. Even the My Hero Academia anime has been meh to me lately. It hasn't been getting me thrilled. I don't know why. I read all the manga, but
yeah,
that's full of disappointments this year. Maybe it's just the year in general, the tone of quarantine.
Pretty much, yeah.
So, favorite movies and series, or are there any you're watching right now that you're really into or excited for?
Kind of already touched on that, like. Yeah, like the anime that we talked about. I really like the Marvel Cinematic Universe. Like, I love Iron Man. Iron Man's sweet.
Do you have one favorite movie that tops everything else?
Like, in that category, like
just in general, any like overall, your favorite of all time. I have one in my mind immediately.
Yeah, tell me yours first. Well, I think
Shawshank Redemption, baby. I love that movie. It's one of those movies that's so bittersweet, and every time I watch it, I take away something new from it. Yeah, I love it. Great memories from that. The Raven scene with Jake the Raven. And the old guy, Jake leaves, and then the old guy gets released from prison. Then he ends up killing himself because he just can't be like he doesn't fit back in society. He would rather be in prison. It hits. That's a hard one. Well, we don't need it. Yeah. We can answer it later too if you want.
I'd have to think about it. Like, it depends on like favorite in what way, I guess. Like,
give me a trilogy then. Like the Indiana Jones or Star Wars or
like I'm on like that. Yeah, I'm a big Star Wars fan. I like Star Wars.
Okay, so then 1, 2, 3, or 4, 5, 6, or 7, 8, 9. Which is your favorite of like trilogy out of those?
1, 2, 3.
Oh, you like the Jar Jar?
Not necessarily. Like, he's like obviously like
he's a favorite character.
The writing in the prequels is objectively bad, but I like it. It's fun.
I'll be honest. So episode 5, 4, 5, yeah. Episode 5 is my favorite Star Wars movie out of all of them. But
Mhm.
I might, and I don't know actually which I enjoy more, 1, 2, or 3, or 4, 5, 6. I I don't know if I can pick. Probably 4, 5, 6, but only because of episode 5, because I really just like it. As far as
One,
like,
1, 2, 3 is better from my perspective because it's supplemented by the Clone Wars series, and
mm,
that's really enhances it for me. So
that's fair.
it makes Anakin's fall to the dark side less like sudden,
Hmm.
because that's like a criticism.
They really just like, he's just killing kids, and he
Yeah,
does not care out of nowhere.
yeah, but there's definitely like more to his past in the Jedi Order that like it makes more sense why he's like so distrustful of the Jedi.
Mm-hmm.
Because
Which is,
like
yeah.
there's definitely like the Jedi suck, like they just
So
objectively suck. So
what didn't you like about 7, 8, 9 then?
um,
Because I love 7, but that was the only one I actually loved.
I okay, I really enjoy watching those movies,
Mm-hmm.
but like the Skywalker saga, the Skywalker story
Mm-hmm.
ended at episode 6 when Anakin Skywalker fulfilled the prophecy
By
by
killing
killing the
Palpatine.
Emperor.
Yeah.
That was it. He got his redemption, and Luke went on to do his thing, and
And then there's gonna
there
be spoilers here.
that
There's gonna be spoilers for 7, 8, 9, because I don't really, I'm sure if you haven't seen it but yet, then just skip
mhm,
this part entirely. But like, when you find out that Palpatine is just another clone, or it was the original one or something, I don't remember. I think it
mhm,
was just a clone of Palpatine. But then it's like, really, you have all this opportunity to have this whole new villain, and you just have to go back to this one that was already there. And then out of nowhere, she gets the power of God. There's lightning everywhere, striking out ships. Visually, it's amazing, but at the
mhm,
same time, it's a little overwhelming as far as like storytelling goes. It's like
yeah,
a heavy reach. Like, suddenly he gets all the power of the Sith, she gets all the power of the Jedi.
mhm.
It's just like, is this Dragon Ball Z where you just get a spirit bomb and you just start stealing everyone's power, and that's your OPGG, that's what you win with?
Yeah,
It doesn't, there's no character growth in that.
yeah. I thought Kylo Ren was an interesting character. Instead of
I agree.
a light sider struggling with the dark, it's a dark sider struggling with the
Yeah.
light. I think that's cool.
He was
Sure.
very unpredictable too. You never knew what he was going to do. I really like that.
Yeah. Yeah, Ray was
Disappointing in the end for
like
me. Like I said, they didn't give that character growth that I was hoping for. They just kind of copped out and be like, "Here's the power of all the Jedi."
yeah. They had a great opportunity to make Finn a Jedi, but they just opted to have him be the token comedy relief, and it's just like
Well,
great.
so I think in my mind, the reason they didn't do that, because they really wanted a strong female protagonist.
Which is
And
fine.
they, because everyone was expecting Finn to become a Jedi, everyone, and probably just because he's a guy.
And because of the promotional material
I mean, yeah,
of Finn holding the lightsaber,
yeah.
I thought it would have been cool if they were both Jedi. I think that would have been fine.
Even if he was more of a Leia, because Leia in like she was never a Jedi, but she could use the Force. I think I would have been
Yeah,
okay with that.
yeah.
But yeah, no, they just never hit. I loved 7 though, the J.J. Abrams one, but I think it was a different director for the other two, which may have been why it didn't quite click as much with me.
No, didn't J.J. Abrams come back for the ninth one? But yeah, the whoever did the
Did
eighth
he?
one, like man, the eighth one, like yeah, like once
Yeah,
again, fun to watch, but what the hell?
it was just,
Oh, it's just
that's
what?
one of my biggest pet peeves, is when you can clearly tell something's happening just to push the plot in a certain direction.
Yeah.
Because it's like, come on, with Luke, right? Just
Mhm.
like appearing and like forcing, like projecting himself there, and they just keep shooting. No one's realizing it's just going through him. They blow their complete load on him, and he just stands there and be like, "You have lost this one," then fades into the Force.
Yeah.
And
And that's cool, but
eh. And then you got all the things with burning all the Jedi like books and the temple and everything. It just, I don't know. It wasn't done well. I didn't think it was very meaningful or very touching. It didn't feel like it mattered.
you could have just skipped that movie and been fine.
Probably.
You know? Yeah.
Probably. Yeah. Okay, so enough of shitting on that, I suppose. Let's get to the
Yeah.
serious questions. Fork or spoon?
Um,
It's a hard one.
that is a hard one. I'm going to go with I'm
Fork.
going to have to go with spoon.
Oh! Wow.
Yeah.
Okay. Can I get the bell? The bow, bow, bow. This is a hot topic. Why do you say spoon? Because I completely disagree with you, and I'm very passionate about this particular subject.
Because you can do with a spoon what you can with a fork, and it'd be difficult, but you could manage.
Okay, Mr.
Whereas,
Spork, just get a spork then.
We're not talking about sports.
Yeah, those are terrible. Can we at least agree that those are terrible?
They're fine.
No, one or the other. It's one or the other. They're just the worst of both.
So, yeah, I know what you're saying, but anyway, yeah, a fork can't scoop up soup, but a spoon could scoop up, a solid piece of food.
So if you're looking for efficiency, a spoon is better. But I am actually looking for deficiency. Let me explain, okay? Soup, sure you can't scoop it, but you can slurp it. You tilt the bowl or something. Say you have a straw when you're drinking something, or no straw where you have to slurp it. You drink it, or at least me, I drink my drink way too fast if there's a straw because it's way too convenient. You just slurp it all up through the straw. So I actually prefer not to have a straw, so it takes me a little longer to enjoy it. Just as with a fork, I have to work just a little harder because I eat food just fast normally. So I like that I have to really fight for my food. I have to really earn it. It makes me feel good after I eat it.
Just eat with chopsticks.
Oh, I do a lot of the time.
Oh, yeah.
Chopsticks and a little spoon for soup and stuff. It's great. Yeah. But yeah, I'm a fork man. I'll try to use fork with anything. So
okay,
fight me.
Yeah.
That's the right opinion. Hot or cold weather? Temperature.
Extreme?
No.
Extreme,
well, just would you rather it be hot and you're sweating like crazy, or a little you're cold, kind of a little freezing? Not necessarily extreme, but
cold.
I'm cold also. I'd rather be cold than sweating and hot.
The thing I like about cold is that the saturation point of the air is much lower. There's less I hate humid air is what I'm trying to say. Yeah.
Where you feel slimy and there's a layer of just I don't even know. A slug is hugging you. And plus if you're cold, you just wear more clothes. Just put on another blanket or something. Favorite season? Oh yeah. What's your favorite season out of the 4?
Autumn.
I have to agree.
Yeah.
It's just there's so many activities to do. Things smell better, they look better. It's not too cold, it's not too hot. Everything looks pretty. Everyone just seems happy because when it actually gets to Christmas time, everyone's stressed out trying to buy stuff and make money work or this and that. It's so chaotic. But autumn is just you get a pumpkin spice latte from Starbucks. You go to a nice corn maze or something like that. It's great. I love it.
And sometimes there's something I know school sucks, but the beginning of the school year is actually kind of nice sometimes.
You get some nice shoes.
Once you get into the school year, school
sucks.
Sucks.
Yeah,
but
I know what you mean.
You get to see your friends again, and it's just the start of a new year.
Yeah, you feel a little more mature. You get a little more responsibility generally.
Yeah, too bad I will probably never experience that again because I'm done school.
Just go back. Just go back. Go into more debt.
Just get a second bachelor's degree and
just for fun.
But
yeah, I'd have to go with autumn as well.
Yeah.
So what do you want for Christmas?
This year the PlayStation 5.
And anything else?
I wouldn't mind eventually getting a VR set.
Oh.
I do want to play a little bit of VR, but
seems like such a cash grab to me.
I'm not in a rush to get it.
Yeah.
I like to see it advance more, but it'd be fun to have. I don't really want to buy it myself, but if somebody bought it for me, I'd be like, yeah, okay.
That's fair.
D&D stuff would be cool. I have
a costume. I could buy you a costume, dude, so you can dress up while we're playing.
I have a lot of digital content, but it might be nice to have the books.
I like collecting. Yeah, even if you already have a digital version, it's nice to collect stuff and have the physical versions. Just like with video games, I always like the physical version instead of the digital.
Yeah. And then I wasn't thinking of this for Christmas, but for my birthday, eventually I'd like to get a 3D printing machine.
That would be fun just to mess around with in general.
Yep.
Super useful. Yeah, I don't know if there's anything I really want. I kind of do want wallpaper because these walls are super old, so it doesn't matter if I fuck them up. Flip them up, I should say. I gotta edit that one out. Yeah, I want to get maybe like white brick or just normal brick type looking wallpaper or something and just line it out so it looks a little bit nicer. But like everything I generally want, I buy for myself, and then people are always mad that they have nothing to buy me, and they ask me, what do you want? I'm like, I don't know, I just buy it for myself, because it's like $30 knickknack here and there, and it's like I just slowly get what I want, or either that or it's super expensive and I just don't buy it.
Yep, all the things I want are like way too expensive to ask anybody for.
Yeah,
it's like,
so I'm thinking of like maybe, because my mom's always like, what do you want? Melanie's always like, what do you want? She doesn't like the idea of this, but at the same time, because she's like, that's not what Christmas is. Now I thought Christmas is about what the person wants. I just want, like, maybe you guys could like pay for a tattoo session for me. Maybe it was like, because my birthday's like right after Christmas, so I'm like a birthday Christmas present together. Like, bam, I'm happy. She's like, then it's like, because she likes the surprise. She likes opening up 10 different gifts. And everything, right? Like, that's what kind of Christmas is. It really take it in more, but at the same time, I'm like, man, if I got a free tattoo session, I would be on cloud 9. I would love it. It would just be nice too, because it's something I really want, so why not? But
yeah, I started just like going to Costco for Christmas, just like grab like a pair of comfy sweatpants for whoever and some socks.
Man, don't spoil my plans.
Yeah, like that's what I kind of did last year. And it's like, it's kind of nice because you can get that feeling of like many presents to open, and like, you know, like it's nothing that like they necessarily want, but it's probably things that they need.
I was gonna say, a pro tip for anyone that doesn't actually know what to get people: the number one thing that you cannot go wrong with getting is comfy stuff. Anything comfy, and it doesn't even matter the colors really, but anything like comfy, Christmassy, warm, autumny feel, people will love it. Like slippers, pajama pants, like sweaters, and anything warm, a scarf, something like that. Like, people love that stuff. Yeah. Socks is actually a really good one. Like different design socks and everything.
Yeah, I never turn down socks. Socks is like, yeah, Christmas is the one time a year where
underwear is actually a good one for me, because I never buy my underwear, and because the ones I like, the Saks, they're like $30 a pair, or even if they're on sale, they're like 20. So I never buy it for myself, but I always just get it for Christmas because they're awesome. Yeah. Okay, so that wraps up our little Q&A here. If I don't stutter through everything. Yeah, we've been recording a little longer than I wanted. We got some more videos to make, but I hope you guys enjoyed getting to know Casey and Tanner. That's my radio voice. Any final parting words?
Stay lit. All right, did I get the angle on that right? There we go.
There we go.
I feel like this arm was a little too low. It's gotta be like,
I don't. It's actually really hard for me to like straighten my arm out right now, because I just got the tattoo like under my elbow, around like the underside of it, and that is just like super sensitive.
That sucks.
Yeah, it's like super red. I don't actually know if you can tell. Probably not. Oh yeah, you can kind of see like around here. It's like super red and starting to bruise.
Oh,
yeah. It's pretty painful. Not fun, but hey.
Well,
yeah.
As somebody who cares, right?
You know what's weird though? As painful as tattoos are, they're essentially my spa day. That's the one day where it's just about me. I just spoil myself with like, I buy a nice 6-inch sub to go there. I buy a nice Gatorade. I buy some candies to go in. You eat it while you're there. You play, like, it's just a you day to relax, and like you talk to your tattoo artist. He's basically a therapist. It's great. It's a lovely time. Then you come home, you relax. It's just all about you and relaxing. But yeah,
that's cute. Yeah.
All right. Thank you everyone for watching. I hope you enjoyed. I hope you stay happy, healthy, live, laugh, love, and we'll see you on the next one. You gonna do it with me, or? Oh shit.
I actually have kind of a funny story about this.
Oh.
So I worked as a parking attendant for a few years, and a Star Wars celebration came. So as a parking attendant at a place where there was like an event center, to put it simply.
Rexall.
So there's like so a Star Wars orchestra was coming, and so I see some dudes just come by. They have these like really nice lightsabers, and like, I don't know, like just
a little homoerotic. I like it. Continue.
I was in a phase where I was kind of a jerk, like kind of more of a troll.
Okay.
And I caught their attention somehow. I can't remember how, and I said, "Hey guys, live long and prosper." And they're just like, "Yeah, you too."
And they were just like a little shocked, or
Yeah, like they're just kind of like, what a brat, right? Like
they probably thought you didn't know what it was at all and just thought you're a complete idiot.
that's what I was trying to convey to them, is that
Yeah,
like I was just like an ignorant doofus,
just
just
make it
like
awkward.
just kind of making fun of them. But like I didn't know, obviously. Like
Yeah, you were
yeah,
hiding
so
how much you looked up to them.
yeah.
Okay.
It was like really nice. It wasn't like the Toys R Us lightsaber is like obviously something that they probably sunk like a few $100 into. So yeah,
Yeah,
it's pretty cool. I was
that
pretty jealous.
yeah. Actually, fun fact too. I as much as like sometimes cosplayers are like kind of weird, I highly respect how much effort they put into some costumes. It's like phenomenal. But
Yep. My brother does he has a Mandalorian costume. He loves Mandalorians. I don't blame him. I think
I
they're
can
really,
see the appeal.
and he has like a Sith character that he designed. And I
Yeah.
think he has one more, but yeah, like he's really into just Star Wars cosplay.
I
And he has like
really
really fits.
I just really love the craft of that, like people can sew all these materials and like actually build their own clothing. The people
Hmm.
that are like really into it, I just think it's a super useful and cool like tailoring skill.
Yeah, for sure.
But yeah, that's our fun little behind the
Yeah,
scenes of role play opinions. Yeah.
a role.
I don't know. We gotta film a little more videos here though.
Oh,
So very nice. Hope you guys enjoyed this video. This has been Tanner and your boy Casey
this Ethan.
signing out for good this time. Bye bye.
Yeah, for good.